Hello, today we're going to talk about the binomial distribution, and these are the rules for a binomial experiment. The experiment consists of n identical trials. Each trial results in either a success or a failure. The probability of success, p, is constant from trial to trial. That means it doesn't change from trial to trial. And the trials are independent. If x is the total number of successes in n trials of a binomial experiment, then x is a binomial random variable. So this is the Excel function that we use for binomial distribution. X is the number of successes, n is the number of trials, p is the probability of success, and depending on what type of problem it is, if you have an equal sign, you would use the word false, and if you have less than or equal to, you would use the word true. That means cumulative, so you want to accumulate from that number all the way down. So let's go through an example. It says 32% of all telephones of a certain type are submitted for service while under warranty. Of these 75% can be repaired, whereas the other 25 must be replaced with new units. If a company purchases 10 of these telephones, what is the probability that exactly 3 will end up being replaced under warranty? So you would look at this and think of binomial distribution because you have 10 trials. Those are independent trials. And then you have a success or a failure. Success meaning, in this case, it must be replaced with a new unit. Failure would be it can be repaired. Okay, so we're going to figure out a few numbers. We're going to let S represent a telephone that is submitted for service while under warranty and must be replaced. So now we need to figure out what's the probability of this happening. So you would calculate it as the probability that is submitted and it has to be replaced, and that's 0.25 according to the problem. And the probability that a phone has to be submitted under warranty, that was the first line in the problem. It said 32%, so I put 0.32. So when you multiply these numbers, the probability that a telephone is submitted for service under warranty and must be replaced is 0.08. We are going to let X be the number among the company's 10 phones that must be replaced. In our problem, we wanted to know what's the probability that X is exactly 3. If you go back to the problem, it was the last sentence. All right. So you can do this by hand, but it takes a lot of work. It's real tedious. Or you can use Excel. And so once again, I'm going to reiterate the binomial function that we use for Excel, and then I'm going to show you what numbers we're going to plug in. So we wanted 3 to be the number of successes out of 10 telephones, so n is 10. The probability is 0.08, and then since we want exactly 3, since this is what we're calculating, the probability that x is equal to 3, we have an equal sign, we're going to put the word false. And when I calculated this number, I got 0.000786. So the probability that exactly 3 phones are submitted under warranty and must be replaced would be 0.000786. Okay, hope this helps.